good evening, wonderful people. It is Tuesday, July 8th, 2025. We are so glad to be in the land of the living. We are live right now on the Facebook page of Sunshine Camila. We are live on YouTube, which is the name of the show. Please like, share, and subscribe. We are live on Twitch and we are live on X, formerly known as Twitter. I need you guys to let somebody know that we are live right now and that all is well. We still win. We still win. So as you know, I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You are literally one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny, proven over and over again since I started this show in 2020. As you know, I believe that we are having some of the dopest guests on this side of heaven, and tonight is no different than any other night. So tonight, I want you to understand this man right here is definitely a hidden gem. And tonight you're going to see why I say that. If you've seen us post and play our song that we have created together, Make Up Your Mind, this is the producer. This is the other half of the song that we have put together. And soon and very soon you're going to hear from him of all the things that he is and all the things that he will become. Again, I thank you all for being here, and we're going to get started. So again, do me a favor and share the live. Do that for me. It is amazing to finally have him here to walk out his shyness and all those wonderful things he claims that he is, because he is none of that. But however, you know, we gotta walk some people through. It's fine. It is fine. So Mr. Bryandon Wayne, that is. Loved, born and raised in Detroit, Michigan, father and servant. Loved one and friend, again, Bryandon Wayne, has taken on childhood alias known as Rush 313. The singer, the songwriter, the writer, producer, and engineer, inspired by music and musician. He's no stranger to hip-hop, R&B, and gospel. With his goals set and God leading the way, he says he gives to some and introduced to others. Mr. Bryandon Wayne, Rush 313, the artist. So what I want you to do, Village, as you know, I need you wherever you are. I don't care if you're shopping. I don't care if you're in your bedroom. I don't care where you are. I need you to stand up and put your hands up all the way up. Get ready to say what I need you to say. And if you are in your car, I need you to safely pull over, roll down the windows, put the music down, all of these wonderful things. And if you are safe, I need you to get out. I need you to stand up close to your car. Be safe now. Don't do it just, I don't want to hear and see you on the news tonight. Praise the Lord. I need you to raise your hands all the way up in the air, and I need you to say, welcome, Rush 313, Bryandon Wayne, to the show tonight.
Thank you, and thank you. I'm honored to be here. I really am.
It's been a minute.
It has.
I'm glad that you are here tonight. We was having some technical difficulties with Facebook not allowing me to share publicly for some odd reason. So anybody who knows how to do that, please put in the comments so I can get this fixed, because it's very irritating. Please and thank you. Let's get into how I met this young man. It has probably been going on 2 years now, maybe 2 years.
Yep. 2 years. Yep.
And I met him in a church service, and he was worshiping the Lord's,
That's
shouting
right.
in a whole white suit because I believe it was first Sunday, and his praise is what caught my attention. Yeah, I'm gonna tell it. His praise is what caught my attention. Did you tell Ruffin to get on?
No.
I think you should. So his praise is what caught my attention. He left from praise dancing to getting on the organ or getting on the drums. I can't keep up these days with all the stuff that this man play. And afterwards, we had a conversation, find out that we have a lot of things in common. And of course, the main event is we both love God.
For sure.
Then I find out that, hey, that he is a father, and we all have a story to tell about the things that we're waiting for God to do for us, and the things that we had to endure in our waiting season. And he has a story to tell. And I wanted him to not only talk about it from the perspective of music, not just by the perspective of ministry, but him as a man and him as a father. He's more than what you see. And many times he has been the person who I can call on at any time just to pray with me. Or God has used him several times to have a word of knowledge, wisdom for me in situations that pertain to life. So we're going to go start there, and then we're going to go into our regular questions of your upbringing and all those wonderful things that you are. So, Mr. Wayne,
Yes, ma'am.
again, as I stated, this was a 2 year um, connection that we have and continue to go on. Um, let's talk about how you grew up.
Mm.
How did your upbringing shape you to be who you are today?
Well, for starters, I was definitely raised in a church. The name of the church is still stands to this day, far as I understand and far as I know. I'm not gonna say the name of the church, but I was born and bred in this church. Born and raised. We was in church Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, Friday. Um, did I say Wednesday already? Like
Yep.
we were very active. My family was active in this ministry, this particular ministry, and um, some things had took place where um, I was blessed to uh, get the upbringing far as understanding truth in a sense, and then understanding. I don't know, just learning how to have a relationship with God for yourself. You know what I mean? That was something that was big in this particular ministry. You had to know God for yourself, and growing up and becoming older and of age, um, it affected me in a lot of ways because I found myself trying to do things. I want to say not so much as out of character, but I found myself trying to live up to a standard that wasn't realistic. You understand what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to be perfect instead of accepting my flaws and allowing God to do it. I was trying to do all my own personal changes. You know what I mean? And once I figured out that I'm a process and a work in process, I started to give myself grace. So that, and along with a lot of the male role models that were there and present at the time helped to shape and mold me, and along with my family too. I can't leave them out of that. Like I have to include the men in my family, my grandfather, Richard Tyson, Tyrone Barfield, Omar McCrae, Danny Myers, my own father, Ellery Wayne, Curtis, my uncle Curtis. Like these are the men, and my uncle Oscar. Um, I could go on. These names are special to me because growing up, I was kind of like a problem child. You understand what I'm saying? Like I was really looking for something that I didn't know about, and God was calling me at a young age, and I kind of just I want to say I was very rebellious. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just gonna keep it real. I'm not gonna put on for the podcast or nothing like that. I'm gonna keep it real. Um, Church boy was something that I had not yet fully grasped yet. I didn't even understand what that was. All I knew was that I was in church a lot, and I couldn't do certain things like the other kids did. Like we were really sheltered. We had a real sheltered life. So with that being said, there was a lot of things, and still a lot of things to this day. I'm 37. There's still a lot of things to this day that are new to me. So, you know, being in a church for over 18 years, from birth to adulthood was definitely a big factor in my life. You know what I mean? Which, in all honesty, everything happened for a reason, because it not only showed me and it made me who I am today because of everything that I've been through, which we'll get into some of that for sure tonight. I'm sure we will. I'm sure you got something going on over there. I don't know what to expect. Am I nervous? Absolutely. But am I gonna be real in spite of it all? Yes, I have to be, because all I know is to tell the truth on this situation. I want to back it up real quick if I can, because we met when I was returning to God. I was returning to church.
Yeah.
And what happened was my godmother Annette had a birthday, and they wound up having a service, and you guys were there. Your praise and worship team was there, and y'all sang Heaven Down. I forgot what song it was, but this song, it wouldn't let me go. I couldn't. I mean, what can you do when you hear worship going forth other than submit and tell God yes? Like, I don't think there's a no in my body, but I refuse to be fake about it. Like I can't be fake about it. Like I'm not the type that'll be sitting around waiting on somebody else to try to move God for me. I'm gonna try to do my best on my own, within spirit and in truth. Like I give God everything that I have. You know what I mean? I might not, amount up to much with other people to their standard, but I know that when I open my mouth to call on the name of Jesus, I know He answers for me, and I know that He's there for me. And most people need a relationship with God on their own and stop trying to uh, live out someone else's relationship with God. Get your own relationship with Him. You know what I'm saying? He'll move for you just like He did for Moses if you believe in Him like that. You know what I mean? If you have that bond with Him and you walking and talking with Him, I'm sure that He'll move for you. But yeah, I met you during that, and it was crazy because after that had happened, I went to the restroom and you were in the hallway, and I think you were crying, and I was like, "What's wrong?" And I hugged you, and I told you everything was gonna be all right. I didn't know you from a can of paint. I didn't know you from two left shoes. I didn't care. What I did understand was this place was God's house, and everybody is welcome at God's house. And I didn't know who you knew, didn't care. None of that mattered. What mattered was that you were my sister in Christ, and I knew that that was my assignment at that time, was to hug you. I have a gift of hugs. Like my hugs are different from everyone else's. Like if you get a hug from me, something's gonna break off of you. Something's gonna happen with you. You might have a bad day. You might be going through a rough situation, but just a simple hug. And everybody like, oh, he's so sensitive. No, it's not that. it's sometimes love is the key that unlocks the door. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't get it. They don't get genuine love. They get a form of it, but it's not genuine. So I presented that with you. And from there, with love and kindness, I drew you in. And God made our friendship flourish. Like, I can honestly say, we've had our ups and downs, but they've never been a counted out situation. It's never been like, okay, I'm done with you. Like, I don't feel like that. And you've been wonderful. And before you go further, I want to say thank you in advance for this. It means a lot to me. I'm not about to get all churchy and everything like that. Not to say that it is churchy. I'm gonna be real when it comes down to God because He's real to me. Without Him, I'm nothing. I am nothing without God. I do know that there is a special calling in my life. However, I have to thank God for House of Prayer under the leadership of Apostle Gerald Ruffin. That's where I sit. That's where I'm at, and he's been very, very lenient with me. He's been very graceful with me, and he's definitely a shepherd that cares. And I appreciate you. I really do, Sunshine. Thank you so much.
As I stated before, in always, I believe in the village. I believe that in order for us to be who we are, not only in God, but for we have to really show love, even when the dime is uncut. I'll get deeper into that when I finish the book, but I saw a diamond in the rough, and it was like a reflection of myself when I met you, and we continue to have learn about each other through the hardest times, through the you know what, to the point where I didn't have to say too much of anything. You already knew something was wrong. To the point of when I have certain looks, I'm sighing, whatever the case may be, you own it. Always been. And so we have had where we have prayed each other through, um, on your end as well as on my end. And
Amen.
it still goes to um that point. Um let's get into I remember when. Tell me a I remember when story.
I remember when I first found out what a studio was. I remember I was sitting at the living room, the table of my house, and my auntie came in and she brought in a CD. This is when CDs was very popular back then. If y'all know what a CD is, y'all will be able to follow this. But if you don't, that's the that's the time that we live in now. But she brought in a CD, and at the time, the musician that was on her CD was the musician of our church, and it was fire. I had never heard it like I had never heard him like this before, and I never had heard my auntie like this. And for them to collab was dope. And I was just like inspired from there. Not to mention, I was already I'm gonna say his name. His name is Michael Mitchell. Rest in peace. God bless you. You have been an inspiration to me all my life. Because of him and his brother Joshua Mitchell. And I can go on with other musicians like Ricky Mazik and Randy Mazik, who um, who are musicians to this day. They're musicians now. They inspired me. Like, we all used to play together. We had groups together and stuff like that. But I remember when I first fell in love with music. Like, it was deep to me. Like, I just could not let it go. I was playing on a piano, Sunshine, that didn't have any keys. You know how you see a piano and it has keys on it, but I was playing on the spots where the keys were and still making music. That's how bad I wanted it. So when I got onto a fixed, a normal piano, it was easy for me. And I remember when I didn't know how to play, which there's still a lot to learn for me. I play by ear. Everything that I do, I play by ear. So hearing a song, if you can hum it, I can play it. So knowing this was a part of the gift, by the way. This is one of my gifts. This is one of the gifts that God's given me. My gift ain't like your gift. My gift ain't nothing like anyone else's because God gave it to me, and I honor it like that. And I don't prostitute my gift. I remember when the song played and I heard it, I was like, I want to do that. I want to be in a studio. What's a studio? Like I remember saying, what's a studio? And before I knew it, it wasn't even a month or two later, I was in a studio, but now I'm here and don't know what to do. Don't even know how to begin. So that was a remember win for me.
What's a lesson that you've learned the hard way?
Oh, um being too nice to people in this with this heart that God has given me. I have a heart for people. I was brought up to have a heart for people. Um and I still do to this day. I have a heart for people, but the hardest lesson that I've had to learn is that your heart isn't for everyone. That's even in relationships, friendships, uh, business ships. A ship means that you're going somewhere. Sometimes people feel like because they're acquainted to you, they're in some type of relationship with you. But the hard way will show you that if this person isn't taking you anywhere, then it's not a ship, it's a situation. And there are a lot of situationships that I've been in, which taught me, to protect me, protect myself. You know what I mean? Be careful who you entangle with because everything that glitter ain't gold. From being married to an early age all the way up until now, like it was a hard pill to swallow to know that I wasn't who I wanted to be far as my marriage was concerned when I was younger. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't who I thought I was based on the actions that took place. You know what I mean? And that was really it was really upsetting and heartbreaking to go through that at such an early age, giving everything that I had given and everything like that. It was a lot of sacrifices to do that at an early age. I was 22. uh that's right. They do feel entitled, and that's not something um that people honestly recognize all the time. Is that you know when God gives somebody a heart for people, it's up to the person that God gave the heart to be trained and to be kind of like you have to be put to the test sometimes. The hardship about it is being put to the test to understand, look, you got this heart, but what are you doing with it? Are you really on assignment with this heart, or are you really just you're prostituting it? You're anybody that come your way, you're giving until the point to where you don't have anything for self. You don't have nothing for yourself. And it becomes a burden on you because now when you can't give anymore, you've reached that level where you're not selfish because it's not in you, because you have this heart, right? You're not selfish. You can't even be selfish. When you want to be selfish, it's just you'll give until it hurts. That's almost like it's another way of abuse. And not handling yourself too correctly, if you will. You know what I mean? Like it's not a good thing. It's really not a good thing. So you have to be mindful and ask God for wisdom with a heart like this because you want to be put in the right people's path. You know what I'm saying? You want to be put in the right path with the right people that's going to treat this heart accordingly because it's valuable. It's valuable. If you don't have the value for yourself, you're almost like a prostitute. And not to take anything or, say anything out of the way on this live or nothing like that. I'm simply stating that you can do too much too fast for the wrong person and pay for it for the rest of your life with a heart like this. So me learning that and understanding that, I've had to go through the heartbreak. I've had to go through the nights where I felt like it was unfair, or this person used me, or I put myself in position to be used because I wasn't wise enough, or I wasn't smart enough, or I wasn't intelligent enough to know, hey, you're a sucker and you're being played. You're being punked out here because you're too, it's an almost, and I'm going to say this like it is, you're too soft right here. This part of you is too soft. It needs to be some type of, you have to have your borders. You have to have your standards. You have to have your boundaries.
And all of that makes sense because um having a heart, and I had to learn this the hard way as well, of I always want to help people because
Mhm.
I was thinking if I help, then when I need the help, somebody will do the same thing for me, right?
Mhm.
8 times out of 10, it's not gonna happen. You give your last shirt, you do this and do that, and half the time the people don't even say thank you. Um, and then the saying, you can't beat God's giving, right? No matter how hard you try. And so I was like, God, I'm gonna try. Dang on it, I'm gonna try. He's like, girl. And so every time I get to my lowest, I'm giving. I'm giving. He turned around and blow my mind. I said, you know what? God, you might be right, but I'm going to still try. I said, I know what happens when I had the heart to give and couldn't give. And then he turned it around where giving is, I'm not saying it's nothing, but that's my life, is giving. Now, as you stated, there are some people who can't handle the giving because it does bring up jealousy, envious of. I said, but what you don't understand is I paid a cost to be a giver. As we say, the oil, the anointing, the alabaster box, you don't know what it took to get here. And no, I'm not done. But you do have to have discernment on who to help. Because there are people out here who PREY on you, even in the name of God.
Yeah, yes, and it's the worst in the church, especially for musicians. Especially for musicians. And I'm gonna speak on this real softly because the grace that musicians have is so unappreciated. We're the most underpaid, the most overworked, and the most underappreciated section in the church. Most of all, we're most overlooked. And the gift is not free. We're a bill. We are a bill. I'm going to say this again. Your musicians are a bill. We're like your lights, we're like your gas. The only difference is we're due Sunday, which service is over. Unlike all of your other bills where you can make arrangements, you can do that with us too. A good musician, you can do it with. But some of us, we deserve to be paid same day. And I end my statement there. It's time out for being used in those heart places, those places where when once you've grown, like I know that you've grown in this area, Sunshine. I know that you've grown in this place where giving has a standard now. There's a boundary with this giving. There's something with it. If God tell you to do it, you're gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? And that's that. But when it comes down to just Sunshine said give, you might think about it once or twice. You know what I'm saying? You might have a couple of thoughts about it because, well, when God says it, it's a done deal. When we do it outside of the will, it has a repercussion. You understand what I'm saying? You might not see that back. You know what I mean? And then we don't do things to see stuff back. We do it from the heart, which means that God rewards that later on. It might not even come the way that we want it to. It could come a whole different way. Like
Mhm.
I have been so blessed in my musical journey to a point to where I've watched things that were breaking down in front of me fix itself. Like it's crazy. We went from, even with the show that I'm about to do Saturday, we went from I'm on the first part of the show to now there's no first part of the show. From no first part of the show to you're on the second part of the show and potentially could be, doing the same thing you're going to be doing on the first part of the show. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's fixing itself. But I believe what it's all about is it's about like your thought process has to be together too. Like you can't be given with the mindset of, "Oh, I need that back." That's not really given. It's not given. It's not the same. You know what I mean? If I could just kick it for a second, it's not the same. When you give from the heart, you it's done. Once it leaves your hand, that's it. That is it. Like you can let that thing go. Let it go. Don't give nothing that you wouldn't be able to give for one, and make sure if God told you to do it, you be sure God told you to do it.
Let's go from not just your money, but we're gonna talk about your heart, right?
Mm-hmm.
And our heart is tricky. Our heart is very, very tricky.
Oh Lord, where you going with this one? Let her cook.
Our heart is very tricky. And sometimes, unfortunately, our heart wants what it wants. No matter what, no matter if it makes sense, no matter if we know, give this person your heart and they're going to burn it. They're going to
Mm.
scorch the earth. They're going to break it. They're going to do all types of evil against you. And yet and still, your heart is like, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that they'll change. I'm hopeful that it'll get better. They'll see what I see. I'm hopeful that you can love me the way I love you. And I too was married the first time at 20 something years old.
Okay.
And I thought, whew, one and done. This is it, as Michael Jackson said. Hopeful, hopeful, hopeful. Waited, waited, waited. It did nothing but get worse. Prayed on it. All those wonderful things that we always say is the right thing to do. And when it was time to go, it came to me as the question. And before I could say anything or fight up, the Lord said, "Shut up. This is your way out." I said, "Oh, okay." And once it was over, I can honestly say I didn't give myself time to heal. That relationship, several relationships, took time to build. So, in the same sense, it should take time to heal.
Mm.
I didn't do that. Mm-mm. That was too much like right. I didn't want to be alone. Did I say that word? Alone? So I want you to talk about your heart in a relationship that did not work, that brought
Ooh, Lord.
to your knees, to be like, God,
Ooh.
for real. Cause see, we always get this perspective from a woman,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm so interested to know what a man felt like when his heart was broken.
Baby, let me tell you, I was a fool.
Let me get my popcorn. How about
let me let me tell you, I was the fool. Okay, I thought I was. First of all, this has happened more than once. Okay, this has happened more than twice, and the third time I got it now, but now I'm fed up. Okay, I'm kind of we on this topic. Let's keep it real with
let's
Sunshine
go.
today. So, um, first go round, I'm not gonna name any names, but the first go round, first of all, I was dating, and I thought that I was the only one. Okay, I thought I was the one because I had a ring on my finger. I thought that made me feel safe. That there was the security of that. We had a house, we had a car, kids. I was a father before I had a father. Whole time, and I do talk about this in my album. It's on Fed Up right now, and I am promoting. I ain't gonna lie. But no, I am, because honestly, certain things can't be talked about, in a sense
Full
of
man.
conversation. But I'm gonna try. We're gonna do it today. Okay. I had this conversation with you, so I'm good. But what winds up happening is I'm thinking everything good and I'm minding my business, and you go through ups and downs in the marriage and the relationship. Me, myself, I'm not a quitter. I'm not like, I love hard, and my heart is designed to love hard. Like, I'll look at you and see all of the red flags and ignore them, only because I want to reach your full potential, not this red flag that I'm seeing. I'm trying to love you past your flaws. It is actually a form of true love, but it's ignorant, and I'll get to that in a minute. And it's ignorant to a point to where I was inexperienced. I hadn't even fulfilled a love as a child between my parents. I don't know if that even made sense to some, of our viewers that's listening. Some of us need to kind of like get our foundation together with mommy and daddy first. You understand what I'm saying? Not to say I got mommy and daddy issues. That's not it. It was just there was an imbalance there. There was more mommy than daddy in a lot of ways, but daddy was there. I want to make that very clear. Dad was in the life. So a lot of the foundational came from a sensitive part instead of a grounded side, which I got a lot of this from my mother when it came down to having that genuine love. Not to say that daddy didn't have it, but dad had standards. You understand what I'm saying? His standards were a lot different and were a lot of, about himself more so than others, if you will. So I hadn't kind of grasped that. I just got a hold of that in my 30s. You understand what I'm saying? Where, as in my younger days, or should I say my 20s, my teens, you know what I'm saying, 18, 19s, I was more so like, whatever. I could love you past whatever. I could love you past whatever. You could be this, you could be that. I done been in some really weird situations. So I'm thinking that everything is good. Not so much as just good, but I'm in my marriage and I'm living my life in my marriage. And those that have been married, y'all know what that consists of. You're gonna have those ups and downs. Every day ain't peaches and cream. That's just how it is. You're gonna have some rough days. You're gonna have some days where you disagree. You're gonna have some days where you just don't see eye to eye. So those days were becoming plentiful. Like, they were coming back to back, like back to back for months at a time. So what ends up happening is I'm in my room and I'm making this beat, and I'm boo boo the fool, y'all. I'm boo boo the fool. I don't know nothing. And what I thought I knew, I really didn't know. So one thing I like about God is he'll never let you, if you're in the right place in your situation, whether that's a marriage, relationship, or anything, what's done in the dark will come to the light, because it's a part of the covenant that you made with God. When you say to yourself, or when you say to your partner, under God, so as long as you live, and that part right there, when you make that decree, if it's a real man of God or woman of God that's initiating your marriage, it's symbolic to a lot. So this was said, and my cousin came to me and he was bringing me some bad news, and the bad news was that I was being cheated on. All right, being cheated on through the mail. Couldn't believe it. I was just like, what? You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking that we just going through life and we gonna make it. I'm still young. You hella older than me. You know what I'm saying? You got a life to live. I got a life to live, and we're living it together. I'm thinking that I'm about to be, because all I knew was marriage. I had never seen my mother and my dad date. I had never seen that. All I knew was a full family of a mother, father, husband, wife, children. That was my foundation. You understand what I'm saying? And that was a balanced home. So, with that being said, this was devastating to me because the letter was just very descriptive. It was showing how they had feelings for each other, and it was more so him than her because it was a letter. Okay, it was all of him. So, not to go in depth about it, it was just a point that this broke me. This broke me to a point to where I literally I crashed out. I ain't gonna lie. I was flipping tables over and chairs when I finished reading this letter. Because why me? You know what I'm saying? Why me after everything that I call myself to be as a man? I'm not a full-fledged man at this moment. I'm a young man trying to grow into man's shoes. You knew that when you married me, but yet you married me knowing that your heart was somewhere else. Diabolical. You understand what I'm saying? And this is stuff that happens day to day. Young men get cheated out of a future, or should I say, out of an opportunity to make their own decisions because they want to be grown. And that was me. I wanted to be grown real bad. It was an ultimatum brought to me: either you going to go to church or you can get out my house. I thought I was grown. I was out. I'm about to do me. I'm about to do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? I thought that I was grown. So here I am, didn't want to live my life in a shacking situation. And I felt like if she was good enough for me to have children with or buy, she was good enough to marry. And that was the truth. That's the standard that I had uplifted. And I told her, I said, if God want us to be married and he honor our marriage, the ring will be provided. The ring was provided. Okay, I didn't do anything but show up, and the money was available. I'm like, somebody gave you a ring? No, the money. I bought a ring, but the money came. You understand what I'm saying? I was just a musician right now, and around this time, who did we have for president? It was just bad. It was real bad in the city at the time, and I'm trying to raise two kids that wasn't mine, and I was trying to be there. I was trying to be a man at an early age. So what broke my heart was all the sacrifices that I had made. Here's the part that gets interesting, though, Sunshine. It was my own fault. It was my own fault. I had made all of these decisions before consulting God. I consulted him about the ring. God honors marriage. So, of course, the ring was provided. Of course, the money was there for it. But did that mean that I had to go jump into it? People was trying to talk me out of it. I'm like, nope, nope, nope. This what I'm doing. I feel like this is right. Nope, just young and dumb. Just being
Dumb.
honest, young and dumb. And I don't say the word dumb as into the word to the lowest standard. I say it as in dumb as in not knowing what's ahead. You
Ignorance.
understand what I'm saying? Not knowing what's about to happen, but everything, whether it be smart or ignorant, God has ordered my steps. God has ordered every step that I've taken, even my mistakes. Oh my God, that's just strong to me. Even my mistakes were flawless. You understand what I'm saying? Because He ordained them. I had to go through this in order to be where I'm at now. I was with the young lady. She was playing me like a PlayStation 5 with the Connect. I am not lying. Whew.
Not
Oh
the
my God.
PlayStation.
Listen, the PlayStation with the full package for the year, okay? Like I was literally head over heels for this young lady. I wanted to marry her and everything until I got a phone call that was real nasty. Like imagine somebody calling you and you hearing extra stuff going on that's real explicit in your background and it's them. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes we can put
No, no.
ourselves.
Okay, no, we're not gonna brush over that one. We gonna
No,
come on
ser-
back.
oh well, they were basically doing the do on the phone, calling me. This is how it was
So
broken
this was
up.
a mistake phone call while they was having sex. It
This
called
wasn't a mistake. This was intentional.
no.
Yes, this was intentional. It was
Uh-uh.
intentional. This was so intentional to a point to where um I was shattered. I was literally broken because conversations before then was based on us trying to rekindle flames and get back. But that's not what God wanted for me, apparently. You talking about you talking about broke
Wait, so they on purpose was
on
having sex and
purpose.
called you on the phone like, "Hey, listen to this."
Boy answered the phone, was like, hello. I'm like, who is this? And he said, you ready? She said, yeah. And all you hear is
You
so
better shut up,
I can't make this up. I'm not
Brandon.
doing this because we on live either. This is my life. I'm not. I don't have nothing to hide. Like, and that's the
Wait,
crazy part about everything.
Brandon,
Um, I
Brandon,
can't make this up.
Brandon. What?
So you can imagine that my heart is shattered at this point. I'm at a really low state. I'm at a really low state. I went through depression. My season of depression lasted almost 10 years. Okay. 10 years. I didn't want a relationship. I was running through everything. I even started trying to pimp. You understand what I'm saying? And
Wait,
now I
wait,
don't have
wait. Stop,
now I
stop,
don't
stop, stop, stop it right now. Wait a minute. So are you saying because your heart? See, I have told on myself several times. I said this several times on here. Drugs, alcohol, that was not my thing. So when I was hurting, right, hurting, similar stuff, but it wasn't a phone call. It was in my face. However, oh, I grab bodies. I don't know how many to this day. So that same thing or mentality, you had the same thing.
it was a lot more of hoish. I was a hoe. I'ma just tell the truth. I became a male whore. I was slaying and laying everything that came in my
Wait,
path, protected and unprotected. No, I'm serious. I'm not even gonna put it. I'm not even gonna play with it because people need to be real. A lot of people be fake. They be walking around here like they got a halo on their head and they ain't got a blemish or spot on it. I have had it all. I've been through some things. And
you
this is
said
my
you was
story.
slaying doing what?
Slaying and laying. I am not laying. I am not lying at all. Like, and I was being paid too. Like, I for a while I was a paid visitor.
Wait. So you was being a prostitute?
I guess so. If this was prostitution, it was
I
at its
did
highest
say
form.
that all
Yeah.
prostitutes don't walk the street.
Listen, and
You
I
was
know
giving a service and they paid you for it. That is called what?
a prostitute, I guess.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. I just want you to understand, not that I'm blaming you or nothing, but I had to
No,
bring a proof right here in our ears right now that all prostitutes don't walk the street. Half of us probably got our whole house furnished off the goods and services.
I ain't gonna even lie to you. I had went through so much stuff because of it. Like I didn't care. I stopped caring about life. I even went through after the heartbreak. It was depression. After depression, it was the suicidal. After the suicide, it was the attempts of suicide. After that, it was the mental health disintegration of my own mind, and it really took God to actually come into my heart and to help me to understand, son, and he sent plenty of messengers my way. It was plenty of men and women of God who God has sent to me to pull me out of certain situations, from even childhood abuse and uh being going into molestation and stuff like that. Like, you would never imagine what one has to go through in order to become what they are now. And I lay here bare, and I lay here naked, without any. I'm okay with where I'm at. I'm okay in who I am. You understand what I'm saying? I love the woman that God created. Okay? And I have never stared myself to do anything that is outside of that. You understand what I'm saying? No matter how far gone I was, it was a woman that I was with. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was never a situation where I was with a man, or no. Mm-mm. Might have been talking crazy, but never did crazy. I only smoked weed. I only was, drunk liquor here and there. Um, you know, cigarettes. Like, I went
Good.
through some things that I can honestly say came with the price of rebellion in a lot of ways. A lot of this stuff revolved around me getting to a place where I could honestly say was home for me in a church. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's what I was used to, but that's not what I was getting. So now I'm out here dangling. You know what I'm saying? I'm just away from it. Heart is just open. I'm bleeding everywhere I go. I'm bleeding, 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 bleeding. And the scars, they had
They was
never
not
been
healing.
healed.
Nope.
They was never being healed. And then every relationship that I got into, I was inflicting that on them.
Yep.
So now I get to a point to where, okay, I feel like I got myself together, think I'm about to have a relationship, something that's going good. No, you done planted some seeds, bruh. You got to reap what you sow for sure. And it don't necessarily have to come through your relationship. It can come through all kind of different things on your job, through your finances. It could come all kind of ways. God know how to hit you and get your attention. He definitely know what he doing. And I
But
put
here's also the thing, that, as we say, warning comes before destruction. I have openly has said that my apostle um told me not to marry this person, and I did it
wow.
anyway. I pretty much said, forget what you're talking about. I'm gonna do what I want to. And I left the church.
Ooh.
And I look back on certain things and I said, my God, why didn't you listen? And he always put people around you as warnings. Like, bro, I've been through this. Don't do it. I promise you, ain't no good or no good worth waiting, or worth waiting for. I say, I take this analogy. When you breathe, your rib cage moves, right? Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
For a woman, we supposed to be your rib, right?
Okay.
Now, if I put myself and fit myself in the wrong rib cage, it's gonna hurt me and you every time you decide to breathe.
Mm.
The rib cage also is a protector of everything inner that's important to you in order for you to live. Your heart, your liver, all these wonderful things, all in here. So every time I breathe, every time you go to move, and I am the wrong rib to your rib cage,
Mm.
we both are going to hurt.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
I forced myself to be in somebody's rib cage that I did not belong. So, no, you can't cover me. No, you can't help me grow, because I'm all in the wrong place. All because I wanted to save face. I was horny.
Come on.
Oh, I thought, why not? Ignored all the red signs, ignored all the red tape. No, don't do it. Hey, don't do it. I decided to step in the sinkhole on purpose. Do you know how hard it is to get out of quicksand? Do you know how hard it is to get out of quicksand? Especially if there's no one around. We're going to help somebody today because, see, what we're doing is the relationship part is not just on a woman, it's also on a man.
For
Guess
sure.
what? And we're always in this thing together because guess what? We were doing the exact same thing. I was in pain. How do I help myself get out of this? So I laid on my back. I bent over. I did all these wonderful things thinking this was going to help me. And all I did was fill myself up with other people that can't help me. So it made me go down deeper in quicksand. It only took taking the love of God and his true deliverance to get me out. It wasn't a man. It wasn't a woman. It wasn't my possessions nor my money. That he continues to pull me out of the pitfall that I put myself in, calling it love. All I can say and my cry, you do not want to live in a living hell. Being in a living hell, as you heard him say, we had bodies that we carried in the pit with us. I blew up to 330 something pounds and I was darker. If I didn't have pictures, nobody would believe me. This is what being desperate will get you. Not having a healthy relationship or healthy ways to get over rejection, stress, oppression, whatever you want to call it. We are warning you today. Please don't. I think about I think it was Tyler Perry. I think it's called no, it's not Confessions. Where the girl was married to Lance Gross, and I guess she felt like he wasn't getting to where she needed him to get to fast enough. So where she worked, the guy came in, wow and dialed her and all that stuff, and eventually got her right on the plane. She like, what am I gonna do with myself? I have disgraced myself. He basically said, well, since you did it, you might as well keep on doing it. Eventually got her on drugs. Eventually she never came back home, but he still loved her. At the end of the story, he sees her at his drugstore that he owns. And now she has AIDS. Yes,
Wow.
temptation. Yes, that's it. All because what? You want to take early? You want to be with somebody that bad? After the warning signs, we are both witnesses right now. That ain't what you want. You don't want that. Temptation is a real thing. It's not just a movie. We have both been, I'm not saying victims. We both been married. Had some bad situations happen.
Oh Lord.
Stuff that we need to write a book about.
I'd rather put it in a song. You got 3 minutes.
That
You got
that
3 minutes. 4 minutes.
So yeah, I'm gonna do this real quick. So for those who didn't know who Bryandon is, you're getting to see him now. But I also want you to understand that even in our writing, it's therapy for us as creatives.
For sure.
And at the point we were on Messenger video, and he said, I need some new beats. It's like, you know what? I remember a site that we can get some beats from. So we going through the beats, playing them like, nah, that ain't it. Nope, skip. And when we heard this beat, we both said it at the exact same time. That's it. We purchased the beat. And he was like, when you gonna come over? When we gonna write the song? I was like, okay, and he's hard on me when it comes to producing. So I came up with my verse. He came up with his, got over there. We did the song. And, there's always going to be people in their opinion. And I told him the way it came out, that's it. I'm not changing it. We had mixed reviews of they didn't want him doing auto-tune. They said I sound churchy. Whatever. However,
man, we was getting some of everything said about this song. For one, it didn't matter. I would call and we would mess with each other, but we didn't care. We did a song together. That's our song together. When you do it from your heart, you don't care what people gotta say. You don't. I didn't become an artist to make everybody happy all the time. Some of this stuff is my personal. You know what I'm saying? It's what I love to do. So this particular song was something that we had experienced. It was the song is called Make Up Your Mind. Who has a song like that? Nobody. This song is catchy because of what it's saying. I like to leave messages. I like to leave messages to a point to where it resonates in the spirit. And the song is simply saying you need to make up your mind. Because a lot of us can't do it. We be too caught up in the emotion. We be so caught up in the red light, blue light, green light specials to a point to where we're not having those deep conversations. And 9 times out of 10, in these situations, in the verse that I depict, the foundation is already screwed up. You've already broken the boundary of a good foundation because you've probably already done kissed this person. You done probably already had sex. You done probably, you done did the grown man and woman. You done did the grown up already. You feel me? So now the foundation is all toe up and people confused like, so are we an item?
What are we?
What are we?
Mind.
And it's the craziest place to be in. So we took that and exploited it a little bit. That's all.
So since we're talking about it, we're going to play it real quick.
Hey, run that.
Oops.
It's on all streams and platforms, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all go check it out. That hook was done way before a verse was even thought of. Is it playing? To make up your mind. Is he playing because he's jamming?
You love me, but you turned and
no, we like what? Can y'all hear it? It might be because I'm on stage. I don't know
what to say. Your heart's a puzzle, pieces out of place. I'm standing here, but you're not a space. Make up your mind. Don't leave me behind. I'm tired of waiting.
You playing it?
I can if you want me to.
Make up your mind,
You
baby.
want me to play it?
I'm playing it, but I don't understand why you.
I can't hear it. Just play it. Let them hear it. I know what it sounds like.
Whenever I'm gone, yeah, something is missing. And when you with him, y'all be fussing cause he tripping. Needless to say, all the time that we spending. When the love is real, she can feel it. Winning the goal, yeah, something like a mission. Hooked on the drug, the addiction. The cure to her affliction. Delusional is given. If you love your man, stay with him. Either way it goes, I'm chillin'. People move with no directions. In her mind there is a question. Is it better with rush, no flexing? But now she's making decisions. I need her to. You need to make up your mind. Make up your mind. You need to make up your mind. Make up your mind. Make up your mind. You need to make up your mind.
You need to
Make up your mind.
You need to
Make up your mind.
You need to
Make up your
make up your mind. You need to
make up your
You
mind.
need to
Make up your
You
mind.
need to
Make up your
make up your mind.
You need to make up your mind. You need to make up your mind. You need to make up your mind. You need to make up your mind.
What y'all think, y'all? What y'all think? What y'all think? It didn't even take us long to do that song at all. That's how I know it was gonna be banging anyway.
That
Um,
beat fire. That beat slap. That's a groover right there. Oh my god, I can still hear it. I still get fridge on. You know when you get them little bumps on your skin, when you hear something that gives you chills, it's called fridge on. If the music gives you fridge on, I mean you were deeply connected with it, and I
yes,
was every bit of the way. That
every
song
bit of it.
actually, yeah, it felt good.
What is something people be surprised to know about you?
People would be surprised to know that I am prophetically gifted. I cannot help this. This is something that I was given that I cannot take away. No matter what I do, God speaks to me. No matter what I'm doing, no matter how I'm doing it. We also have to remember that gifts come without repentance. But I was born into this. There's a difference. I didn't inherit this. I was born with this. There was plenty of people in the Bible that were called, but then there were some that were chosen. When you were called, it's at birth. You understand what I'm saying? So this was a at birth type of situation, and I'm gonna leave that there. But sometimes when I deal with my deepest friends, um, my friends are call me for advice, and they don't never get my advice. They
That's
always get
yeah.
they always get a godly advice because one thing I can never do is give someone advice. I don't know enough. You understand what I'm saying? I'm dumb in a sense of a way. I'm not smart enough to help you with your situation, knowing that I don't even know how to get myself out of stuff that I be going through, right? So what I tend to do is while my friend is telling me what they got going on, I'm in my mind sending this to the throne room. I'm literally giving it to God because I can't do nothing with it. I can't handle the pressure that my friends are going through. And what makes me different from the rest is the fact that I might not tell you something that you want to hear.
That's true.
I might not say something that you were expecting to hear. I feel like the love that I have for you is better in truth than in what you want to hear. Don't be my friend and can't tell me that I'm wrong. Don't be my friend and can't tell me, look, this ain't right. You need to fix it. You tripping. I'm different. I'm different, different. Like 2 Chains different. Like I'm different. And I'm okay in my difference. That's a lot of y'all problems. Some of y'all
Who
ain't
is
okay.
y'all? Hold
Yeah.
up.
You ain't cool in
Who
your
is y'all?
difference. I don't know who y'all might be, but y'all is not okay in your difference. And you need to learn to be okay in your difference.
I'm
It's
okay with
okay.
being different. Amen.
That's good. And I'm okay in my difference, but learn to be okay in your difference. Learn to be okay with being different. You've been picked out to be different.
Woo!
You're
Say
not
that
designed to
again.
fit in. You've been picked out to be different. You're not supposed to fit in. It doesn't work for you like everybody else.
If you
Love
could
you.
sit down and have a conversation with anyone, who would it be and why?
Say it again, you cut out. If you could sit down and have a conversation with anyone, who would it be and why? Um, I would want to have a conversation with my dad again because he, being the mantle that fell on me, was the prophet that told me, do not marry that girl.
Listen, I'm about to. I,
He told me, my father, he told me, he said, Brandon, I ain't never had a problem with nothing you finna do in your life, son, but don't do it. She gonna ruin you. And
I'm
I thought it
done.
was because he wanted to be mean. My daddy was mean, bro. Like, daddy was
I'm
mean as
I'm
hell.
about to
But
log
I
off.
love him. I love my dad. I love him to pieces. Like, that's all I wanted. You know how you say mama's boy? I was a father's son. I went to my dad about everything. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't run to mom, even though I was there with her. I was a father's son. You understand what I'm saying? So for him to say that to me, knowing that our relationship itself was on the rocks, he and
Mhm.
I want to sit down and talk to him about the decision that I made and why I made it. Not that it would matter, but sometimes some things when you lose a parent, for those that know what it feels like, and I'm not trying to get all sentimental and anything. This is dear to me. The question is what it is. I'm answering it. I would want to have one last conversation with him to see what he saw, because what
Ooh, you
to
better say. I'm about to throw this. I'm not even on the
be,
phone. I'm about to throw it.
I'm just saying because whatever he saw was directly what it is. Like, and I'm not saying I'm ruined or anything, but she did ruin some things. Some things have been completely
But
destroyed that'll never be there again, ever.
with
Like I just
respect,
know it.
this is something that I had to ponder on. Is I trusted the voice, right?
Hmm.
I say I trust the voice that God has used to watch over my soul, or that I trust to know that they talk and hear from God, right? And because he said to you, don't marry that girl, obviously God has showed him something about this relationship to warn you that no, she ain't the one. And because we like, I don't care, I'm gonna do what I want to do, I'll deal with whatever, we lost time. We went through some unnecessary heartaches, unnecessary whatever, because we wanted to be disobedient.
It wasn't even just that, Sunshine. I want to say it was because he wasn't who I expected to tell me something like that. And there was no tongues involved. My dad wasn't, I can't say he wasn't saved because he knew who God was, but I didn't expect for him to be so. Listen, we I'm guilty for not even knowing what type of power my dad even had as a spiritual being. You understand what I'm saying? Like I didn't even comprehend to the level of wisdom that he had. My dad was very talented. There wasn't when this is the same man who had the IHOP downtown running when there was an IHOP. I'm talking about the one on Jefferson. As long as he was alive, it was up and running. And when they moved him is when it became something else. You understand what I'm saying? I think it was Gladys Knights at the time. I'm not sure, but it was a franchise type deal. But when he told me what he told me, everything that could be up against him for me to listen to him was present. You understand what I'm saying? He wasn't in my eyes. And I notice how I'm saying it. I'm his child now. Like, you understand what I'm saying? I'm young. He not the man of God.
Yeah,
He,
yeah,
he
yeah.
don't. He, I didn't set my father to a point to where he don't go to church.
Right. I
What
wish
do
you
he
would
know?
say
What
something
do he
God
know about
said.
me? You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? What do it now? No, I ain't gonna lie to you. If Dad had a said God said, maybe I might have listened.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying? But because he was my father, I should have just listened anyway.
Anyway.
Anyway, but I didn't. I was listen. I'm guilty. I'm guilty. This is
Woo!
why I need to have a conversation with him. This is why I want to sit down and talk with him because I need to let him know he was right, even though he already knew that.
Mm-hmm.
But now he got to see the outcome.
And I did the same thing because instead of running, I kept running into her at different events and different circles. And I said, the Lord said, not you won't run another day. Go
Hmm.
reconcile and get it right.
Hmm.
Not only am I reconcile, I said, you know what? I apologize for not listening. She was like, what you talking about? And so I had to break it down. I don't want you to just accept my apology. I'm going to tell you why I need to apologize to you. You told me what thus said the Lord, and I didn't listen to God. Not only did I not listen to you, but I didn't listen to God. And this is why X, Y, and Z is happening.
Man,
Come on, children of Israel.
man.
Come on, children of Israel. You want a king? You sure? Because that ain't what I want for you. But since you want to be like everybody else, I'll give you what you asking for.
There you
But that's
go.
really not what I want for you.
That
Come
is
on,
so
King
deep. That is
Saul.
so deep. That is so
Come
deep.
on, King Saul.
That is so deep. I'll give you what you asked for. And in the process of you getting what you asked for, you're making everything around you worse. Everything around you is now in a situation because just like I'm gonna use the story because it's the greatest, one of the greatest story ever told. The story where Jonah tried to run away from God and everything every like no matter where he went, there was chaos. There
Yep.
was chaos. There it was. It was there in front of him. He had nowhere to go. And it wasn't up until my back was against the wall that I had to recognize, like, dang,
Throw me off. I'm if you
I'm
throw
the
me off,
problem here.
yeah, throw me off and all your problems will go away.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go, and it's gonna be good when I'm gone. Once I get out of here,
What?
yeah,
And
that's
not
how it
only
is.
did you didn't even hit the water, instantly the great fish swallowed
Great,
you up. And
great,
then you had to not only grace, you had to reconcile with God. Like, you know what? He could have swallowed you.
almost did.
He made sure that that whale wasn't hungry, so you wouldn't get ate. But God, when you came to yourself,
Man,
when you came to yourself, when Camila came to herself, all right, go ahead, Lord, spit me out so I can do what you want me to do. Now I'm on the direction into the place I didn't want to go. But however, this time, not only will I carry the torch and the mission like I'm supposed to, now I'm
and
gonna
the
go
people,
hard.
Sunshine, people really believe that these places where you come to say, God, okay, it's nice. People think that it's cool, it's calm, it's collected. No, I was in jail. I had never been locked up. I did 41 days in jail. I'm like, what you do? Driving without a license. I had never been caught. No insurance in Atlanta. Did y'all know how they do in Atlanta? If anybody in here from Atlanta at all, shout out to y'all. But the point was, I got on the freeway trying to head home. This is so symbolic, and listen to how this go. I got on the freeway to head home, and I made the wrong turn, and I ran right into what they call a checkpoint in Georgia. It's where they're literally stopping cars on the freeway, checking to see if you got your credentials.
Woo! You gonna help somebody tonight, sir.
So I get in jail, y'all. I'm in jail now, and everything that I thought I was doing was the end of it. It was the end. This was it. After the 15th day, I was broken. Okay? I'm ready to go home. And the whole time I'm in there, guess who talking to me?
God.
The Lord. Completely in my ear. I told you to do this, and you did this. Now look where you at. I told you to go here, but you did this. What we got to understand is disobedience has a reconciled day. There's a day that you have to pay up. You got to pay up. Disobedience has a pay up day. You have to pay up, especially if you call. You're going to pay. It might not be the way you want to be paid, or you have to pay it, but you're going to pay. So it's better to just do right
Do
off
right.
the rip. Do
Or
right off the rip, you know. But those 41 days changed my life. I'm born and raised here in Detroit, but I became a man in Georgia. And I say that to everybody.
Lord, let me get back on track because Jesus, you helping somebody tonight. Woo.
I'm just
Um,
keeping it real, y'all. I don't have no faking and no phoniness, nothing. I'm giving it to you the way it is. Like this is how it was for me.
so
This
can
was
we
my
talk
life.
about that one situation or you can't legally?
Which one?
The last
What?
one that just happened.
Oh no. No. We
Okay.
can't. So that's why I didn't go too far into depth.
Okay, that's all I was saying legally.
Thank you for
Like,
asking.
yes. I'm not I told you I'm not Wendy Williams. I know some stuff, but
Wendy is crazy work.
um what motivates you to keep going?
My children, and
How
I'll
many
name
you got?
them. I'll name them. Isaac, Jeremiah, Amazing Patience, and Janiyah. Okay? They all motivate me. They all motivate me. They motivate me every day. Um, there are some complications there. As a father, there are some complications there. I'm not going to get on here and make it seem like, you know, things are currently going on. That's not the case. I think God is going to work everything out in his due time, and I'm not going to speak too much on that. What I am saying is, I don't get the chance to see my boys as much as I see my girls. That's what I am going to say. And it's a void that I know I can't fix. God has to fix this. He has to fix it. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, I'm getting myself together. I'm working on me, and I'm doing what I can do the best way that I can. People that know me know my heart for my children. They know that I love them to the core of, and I do anything for them. But sometimes, things happen, and some stuff is out of your control. You just got to understand when things are out of your control, and then how to get control back is in the process. So I'm gonna leave that there. But they are my motivation. There's a poster on my in my room right now with all of their name
All
on
my
it,
kids' name on it. Yep.
with their birth dates on it,
Yep.
and it's my legacy. I don't care what's going on, how things are going. God has them protected. Ooh, protected to a point to where my baby was just mauled by a dog. on April 30th, my baby girl was just mauled by a dog. Face. Am I allowed to show and share?
You can. That's why I asked, was you legally able to talk about it, and then you gonna
Yes,
bring it up.
that's I didn't know that's what you were talking about. Yes,
What
my
you thought I was
baby.
talking about?
I, Ed, I
Never
got you
mind.
now. I got you now. My baby's face was mauled by a dog. I'm gonna show y'all a picture. That's my baby's face. Okay, the way that looks, it looks bad, but I want y'all to see God's
See,
hand.
no, show her now.
I want y'all to see God's hand, where her eye was missed, where her nose hadn't been punctured, where it's just God, bro. Like I can't even tell y'all how much my baby has recovered from that to this. That might stink, and I love her dearly. God is good. He's real good. He's better than me than I could ever be to myself.
And the crazy thing is, I had just saw her that weekend before because
Last weekend.
we were doing the recording, and I said, I know you lying.
So well, I'm saying all of this to I'm not trying to. I don't feel like I'm better than nobody. Y'all should get that by now. I'm human. Okay, we're gonna mess up. But I said all of that to say some of this was a wake up call to me. I had been to the altar that Monday. Sometimes, even when you out here doing what you want to do, when it's put in your heart to go pray, you better listen. You better listen because it's the only communication that you might have with God sometimes is through your prayers. So I went to the altar and I was there by myself. I have keys to my church. If I want to go, I can go. And I was there and I was talking to God about some things. But before I ended my prayer, I asked God to put his angels around my children. The man that saved my daughter was coming out to talk to the mailman. He looked over and seen that my daughter was being attacked. They're like, where was you at? I'm in the city. My daughter lives in Taylor. For those of you that know where Michigan and what's going on in Detroit, let that be what it is. So I'm in the city. She's in Taylor. And what happens is my baby ran, she kind of wandered off from her mother. Long story short story, even shorter. The man seen the dog with my baby's face in his mouth. He took his iPad and he hit the dog with it. And then the owners of the dog came out. She only got attacked because she was smelling like kittens or cats. This dog was a nuisance to the neighborhood already. So honestly, God is good. And when I say what keeps me going is the fact that I know that he's with me. I know he with me. Might not be the way I would like for him to be, but him with me is good enough. You understand what I'm saying? They say he might not come when you want him, but he always on time. I'm a firm believer in that. I have friends that really do not believe in God, but don't even acknowledge the fact that I'm in their life is a blessing. You understand what I'm saying? If God was to tell me, stop dealing with you, I'm going to cut you off. And I'm not going to have nothing else to say about it. Has God ever told me to do that? Yeah, absolutely. Some people don't deserve you.
Woo,
Some
you
people do not
gonna
deserve you.
make me
So
get
what
off
keeps
this
me
couch.
going? What keeps me going is the fact that people are genuine. My kids love me for real. They love me for real. Genuinely love. The most There's no love on earth like a child's love for their parents. And if you're blessed to ever receive that, don't make your kids angry. Don't push them to wrath. Honor your children like they will honor you, because the Bible always say, honor thy mother and the father. But the Bible also says,
Don't push them.
don't push them to anger. We are somebody too. And I'm speaking as a child that is a grown man. I
Mm-hmm.
honor my mother. She's the only one I got left. And because of that, I honor her even more. Shout out to my mama. Shout out to her.
So I'm saying all this to say that grace is amazing. And we never know that we are more alike than we are different, but you don't know that until you start talking. We overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the words of our testimony. There's two parts to that. It's not just one. If it wasn't something so important, he wouldn't have mentioned it. So us having this conversation and being blunt and honest and letting you know, hey, 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 we just letting you know God can
Okay.
and God will
He
take
does.
care of you, even in your mess. Even when we decide to forfeit what his best, he still give us grace because he knew he was going to do it. But sometimes just listen. Don't go through the heartache. Don't have to be a hoe if you don't want to be. You don't have to be an alcoholic. You don't have to be a drunk or whatever you want to call it. You ain't got to do none of that because guess what? Me and Brandon did it for you. If you only will listen, guess what? We are only one decision away from being homeless. We only one decision away from being the person that we talk about next door. What? This is why it pays to be nice. This is why it pays to be humble. This is why it pays to help out one another. I didn't know our relationship was going to be all like this to this day, but I'm glad that he's here. I'm glad I'm in his life and he's in mine, especially from a prophet to a prophet. It was hard out in these streets. The struggle was real. And still, and I'll leave it at that. But however, soon and very soon, and I'm before we get to our next one, let me get this. I'm gonna help you out. You ready, Brandon? Because you know
Let's
I
do
love
it.
you. I love you with the love of the Lord plus some.
Love you too.
I know.
Not that LUVE mess. Please keep it. Thank you very much.
I ain't say nothing about no LU. What you spell?
Not that LUVE. I can't stand it. I love you. Ugh, shut up. Keep
No.
it. Keep
Uh-uh.
it.
So Amos 9, right?
hmm
This has been burning in my heart for a minute now. The restoration of Israel. And I'm putting in the restoration of Camila Aisha. Okay?
Okay.
Bryandon Wayne. The restoration of Camila Aisha. In the day, we starting at 9, verse 11. In that day, I shall raise up and restore the fallen tabernacle, booth of David, and wall up its breaches. Nope. Let me go to the message. I'm sorry. Hold that thought. Got me on here like I don't know how to read.
Mm-mm.
Blessings like wine pouring off the mountains and restoration of Camila Aisha. But also on that judgment day, I will restore David's house that has fallen to pieces. I'll repair the holes in the roof, replace the broken windows, fix it up like new. David's people will be strong again and seize what's left of enemy Edom, plus everyone else under my sovereign judgment, God's decree. He will do this. Yes, indeed, it won't be long now, God's decree. Things are going to happen so fast, your head will swim. One thing fast on the heels of another. You won't be able to keep up. Everything will be happening at once. And everywhere you look, blessings, blessings like wine pouring off the mountains and hills. I'll make everything right again for my people Israel, my people Camila. They'll rebuild their ruined cities. They'll plant vineyards and drink good wine. They'll work their gardens and eat fresh vegetables, and I'll plant them on their own land. They'll never again be uprooted from the land I've given them. God, your God, says so. Now, I didn't make that up. If you want to follow along, that was Amos chapter 9, verses 11 until the end of the chapter. So God is repairing my broken places. He has repaired my broken windows, stuff I can see out of. And not only that, he's blessing me so fast, my head is gonna swim. You ever seen that before? Blessings on the heel of another. Like, you know, when we testify one thing after another, I got my card, then it was this, and it was that, and it was this, and it kept on going and going and going and going and going. Do y'all get where I'm getting? That once I was broken. Once I was ruined, and God had to rebuild my walls. But now the blessings is flowing from the mountains like wine. Now I can go to sleep in peace. I'm going to help you on that one. You hear me, Brandon?
I do. And just to think that there's so many things, you know, within my life that are broken that need to be fixed. Personally, like, I know of several things I can just think of. That word was right on time, and I receive.
Yes, sir. And why you think I tell you? Why do you think I bring people close into my life? So you will see that God is real. That God is going to do what he said he's going to do. No matter the time, no matter, because I will be happy. Even in my mess, I will be happy. Even in this broken place and whatever this might be, he's going to rebuild it. And he's going to plant me in my own vineyard, on my own land, to never again be uprooted. Ooh, that is the word if I ain't never heard it before. Won't he do it?
Yes, he will.
Won't he will? Is he not doing it right now?
It's already done.
It's actively. Okay, so those who get the word every day, he said, God is the only answer. Remember, he is actively doing it right now. No matter what it looks like, no matter, yes, God, no matter what it feels like, no matter if things is not 1, 2, 3, whatever the case may be, remember, he is actively doing it right now. Huh? Oh, I almost got off this couch. Lord, keep me seated. Keep me seated. Woo! All right. What is your advice or tip for the village?
Just make sure you keep God in us and keep God in your mix. And I'm not saying that to say as a cup where you can pick them up and set them down. I'm not saying that. I'm saying really dig into where he trying to lead you. Like, tap into what direction he got you going in. Because everybody journey ain't the same. Everybody journey ain't the same. Stay
No.
focused. Don't let up. Don't waver. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't give up. Like, stick with it. Stick with it. It's gonna always seem like it's too much or it's overwhelming. But that's when God shows out the most. Like, if we really take a minute and really like marinate on that thought process of when situations seem like they're just too hard to handle, that's where God shows out the most. It's where we have no power, where we have no choice but to rely on him. You know what I'm saying? It's the point. It's at that point to where God is like, I was waiting for you the whole time. Are you finished? Are you finally done? Because now I'm going to show you who I am. I'm God. Let me show you what I can do right quick. And it's not a magic trick or nothing like that. It's he can't wait to show us who he is because of how he is. Then you're talking about a jealous God on top of that. So you get all of it. I mean, it seems like it's a nice, full of safe people crowd in here, a very versatile crowd. When you're at a place where your back is up against the wall, you don't have nothing to turn to, you're out of options, you're out of resources, you're out of choices, is when God is ready to move for you. And that's what I'm going to say. And I'm standing on that. And I'm giving that to the village to say, look for him in the midst of your storm. Look for him. Don't take your eyes off of him, or we'll wind up like Peter. We'll begin to sink. And that's not the intent. The intent is for us to walk on the situation. Ooh, oh my God, it just hit me. So, real quick, like the same sea that was enraged was the same sea that he cast legion, the pigs that he told, the demons that he told to go into the pigs was legion and them. Like when he did that, they fell into that sea. And so when Jesus decided he was going to walk on that water, he was still walking on legions. Like it's crazy because that's how God is. He gonna be God regardless. No matter what you're going through, he gonna still be God regardless. Regardless. So let God be God regardless to what you're going through. Like don't take your eyes off. Like keep your focus. Your walk ain't like everybody else's. Walk your walk. Walk your walk. Walk your
Absolutely. Even in that same story, there were other people that were in the
walk your
boat,
walk.
but Peter was the only one that had courage to.
To
And
get
the
out.
crazy thing, he already knew the answer when he asked the question. God, Lord, if this be you,
Let me come to you.
if this is you, you already, who else was it gonna be? Killer clowns from outer space? Stop playing with me. You know exactly who I am. So get out the boat. You want big fish? You want a big house? You want all the wonderful things? Launch out into the deep. That's where you're gonna get the boatloads so you can retire. Oh, I'm gonna help somebody. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. So you can get the boatload so you can help your own village. Y'all get it now? Yeah, we help somebody tonight. We'll hear about the testimonies later. Anyway, what's a song before I get into the church announcements? What's a song that will get you through and you know you got to sing it? Stop playing with me.
I hear it. Just give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. I gotta hang on. Let me. It's called Forever is a long time. That's how long I'll love you. That's how long I'll love you. Forever. I'll be committed to you. I'll never leave you. Nothing in this world could make me walk away. No matter what life may bring, I'll be by your side. No matter what you face, you won't be lonely. And this is my promise to you. My love is everlasting. You can count on me to be there always. Forever is a long time. That's how long I'll love you. That's how long I'll love you. Forever. That's my song to y'all. The name of that song is Forever. And that's the
Um,
song. And I
Jonathan
love
Nelson,
it.
right?
Yeah, I got the music. Of course I got it.
No, I'm saying Jonathan. Jonathan Nelson.
Jonathan Nelson, that's him. Yes, it is. That's him. That is him. That is him. So no matter what you're going through, just remember that he loves you. He loves you no matter what you're going through. And that's what drives me. I play that song a lot.
Yeah.
He said when it get deep to me, like I make the song so personal when he say, I'm committed to you. We need commitment with God, you know? He's committed to us. No matter what we do. Mm, mm. I love the Lord. I do. I love God. I really do.
I know you do.
I love the Lord. And I'm serious about him. I'm serious about God. Absolutely. You done put me on the spot. And as soon as it hit me, I had to hit it the way it came in. I probably changed keys a couple times, but I love that song. That song is deep. It's that one. Where we at, Sunshine?
I was thinking of a song. Be grateful. Be grateful. God has not promised me sunshine. That's not the way it's going to be, but a little rain mixed with God's sunshine, a little pain
Dang, girl.
makes me appreciate the good times. So be grateful. You gotta be grateful. You gotta be grateful. You gotta yeah, grateful. Did you hear that? That deep dot?
That deep. That deep. Grateful. Hey.
Don't start. Don't do it.
At the bottom. At the in the basement.
I tried to get all the way down there, but
Oh no, you hit. Oh no, you hit that thing. You hit. No, you
grateful.
hit it, Sunshine. You hit that.
Mm, be grateful. In all that we go through, don't complain about it. Just be grateful. You understood that God is committed to you. And that's where we draw our strength from. That's where we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I can testify all day, all night of the things that God is doing, continue to do every single day. As Apostle continues to say, how many times that your heart beat? 100 and something thousand times in one day. You talking about being grateful? That he called your name today to say you on my wake up list. I got something for you to do. I got somebody for you to meet. And just when you think the littlest thing don't mean nothing, it does. Your very presence. As I state as the village, don't be selfish with yourself. I need Bryandon and Bryandon needs me. I need you to village because you make life easier. When I, a strong person, have one of those days that I don't feel like doing nothing, I don't feel like getting out the scriptures and all of this other stuff. When I thought nobody didn't care. You know how many text messages I got? What's your problem? What's wrong with you? I look forward to your scriptures. Like, dang, for real? I'm trying to tell you. You don't know how God gonna use you. You ain't got to be in the pulpit to do that. Okay? So, with all that being said, last thing, we're gonna say our church announcements, and then we're gonna let y'all go for the evening.
What's church announcements?
So in 2022, I wrote my first single book, Blueprint God's Design. It is out on Amazon right now. Please go support. Thank you in advance. In 2024, May exactly, I wrote Can Prayer Change Things, which is my second single book. It is out on Amazon, and I promise you, you need to get all of these books because, baby, the next book that I actually finished writing on 4th of July, the third installment, is The Diamond in the Rough. You want to get these books so you can understand what's going on in this, even though I explained a lot. But baby, God took me through some deliverance in every chapter. And I'm telling you now, you do not want to miss getting this book. It is on the way to getting proofread, and then I'm going to get the book design and everything else. And it'll be out in stores near you. I met somebody who's gonna help me get it on Barnes and Noble. All my stuff on Barnes and Noble, on top of Amazon. Come on, y'all. Don't find it strange that you're gonna run into people who gonna help you with your vision, huh? So if you want to continue to see this vision get to TV land, I thank you in advance for the Cash App at Sunshine Camila. Thank you. This conversation has been brought to you by Black Top Streetball Association. You know, main event from And1. This is his baby. He's also just opened up a big old podcast center in New Jersey. He has 5 shows going on at one time. So you can't tell me what God can't do. Hallelujah. If you have people that you would love to see on this show and talk to the village, please inbox me on Facebook. Inbox me on IG. You can email me. Those who know me personally, you know you can call or text me. AC's T, my homegirl, Alita Cotton. I can speak so many words of her. She's on Facebook at AYECEE 313-380-0321. Some of the best turmeric tea, ginger tea ever on this side of heaven. You will get addicted, I promise you. Get in touch with her. Let her know I sent you. My fedora hat, like one of these. I have plenty of colors, pretty designs. Gold support Chanel Bridgeforth. That is her baby. and you won't be disappointed again. Let her know I sent you. My baby sister, my real blood sister. She has one of the best gardens on this side of heaven. If you want to learn how to be a gardener of your own vegetables and fruit, get in touch with my sister at IG. She's Quail House Homestead. She also raised quail. And she's on Facebook at Yolanda Peoples. Let her know I sent you. When I do get my face beaded, Toy Wagner Divine at IG _ Honeychild. Whether you're chasing stars or just need a friend. You want to make a fashion statement? Don't see my girl. You like my hairstyles and all my wonderful, beautiful colors and my cuts in the back of my head? Well, my girl, Melly Mel, IG Melly Mel _ artist. Not only does she do hair, she sell glasses, sell lashes, and she is a singer, songwriter, and actress. Don't miss out on my friend. Facebook, Shantae Penny. She is a songwriter, a singer, and she is a hairstylist as well. As I stated before, don't miss out on my friends. I'll have more to add to the list, but again, I believe in the village. I believe that our money should stay in the village. So if anybody knows me when it comes to my friends and family, I support everybody. And all I need you to do is support me. How about that? Rush 313 on social media, all music platforms. Y'all love his singing. Y'all love the music that we put together. And he a whole artist, a whole engineer, producer, he all that. Writer as well. You need some fire music, go holler at him. Again, he is definitely my heart. Has been there for me in the toughest time of all times. And I do love him and always will. And I'm still yet praying for everything in his heart to come true. Y'all, he want to get married. He wants to be a married man. He wants all his children under one roof.
Come on now.
He wants a lot, but nothing is too hard for God. So in your special prayers, I need y'all to pray and cover Bryandon. And God is just so good. So next Tuesday, I have the one and only Josiah Shackelford, who is also a father of 4 children, I believe. He is a champion when it comes to boxing. Not only that, he is a musician. So again, we bring it in the men to tell their stories. It's not just about the ladies' point of view, but it's also what the men have to say too. So again, I thank you in advance. And where's to Bryandon? What do you have to say, sir?
I just wanted to give a shout out to you first of all. I want to say thank you to the village for allowing me to be a part of this. This is my first podcast. This was beyond a podcast for me. This was definitely an experience. Shout out to you, Andre Ward. Thank you for sharing our song. We appreciate you. I just wanted to give everybody a kind of like a disclaimer. What I know is what I know, but my music is my music. Go with an open mind. I'm definitely doing what I want to do on my music. I'm giving it how it came. However you want to look at it, that's that. But I'm me every day. I'm just grateful. Shout out to every producer that's ever crossed my path. CEO Stacks, Riverside Moby, the people that are running my show, Detroit Next to Blow. Next Saturday on the 12th, I'll be at the Northwest Activity Center. There'll be a show there. I'll be doing that. I'll be performing there. I am a performing artist here in Atlanta. I do R&B, hip hop, so y'all know what that is. Don't act brand new on me now. I'm just grateful, man. Shout out to Just Dion. Shout out to Create with Key, who got me performing to begin with in the first place. And it's just a lot of people that shout out to Deeply Rooted. Like there are a lot of people that are seeing me go. Some structure. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes like how you guys are a village, I have a village too, and I wanted to show them love tonight. Um Again, CEO Stacks for always mixing and mastering my music, and he's just showing me mad love as my brother. Like we grew up together. I'm just grateful. I'm humbled by this opportunity. I don't take it lightly. I don't care how many people was in here. You were in here, and I'm grateful for that alone. So that's all I wanted to say. Thank you again, Sunshine. This is amazing. I encourage anybody that is coming to this site or to this show to be themselves and to really dig in and be honest. It will help somebody. Be honest. It will help someone. So that's my
As always, I love you.
love you too.
Again, everybody that was on, please like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Blow it up. We can't be us without you. I say this all the time. So again, next Tuesday, we got some fire shows for the rest of July. And that it gets higher and higher every time. And every person is very important. That's why I have them on here. So again, I love y'all, and I'll see y'all next Tuesday. For those who are going to the biggest choir rehearsal on tomorrow, Wednesday night, to witness Kevin Ross and PJ Morton, you will not have a lame experience at Shane Park tomorrow. Please be safe. Do what needs to be done. And then I will be in the choir stand again on this Friday with Fantasia. So again, enjoy your life. Have a balanced life. Do God and show love and have fun. Do what you do and just be safe. I love y'all. Peace.